Great.
So welcome, Sunil.
Welcome.
It's so good to have you here. We have tried to have this conversation a few times, but finally we are here.
That's right. Yeah, well, it needed to be the way it was. And, I'm glad you were able to take care of yourself and everything else that went on. So it's perfectly fine, and looking forward to sharing this information with you.
Thank you. We met last November at a conference or a giant network meeting, you could say as well. And I was really interested in what you had to offer there, because you were talking about meetups and how to make money during meetups. So can you tell us, why are you doing meetups? What did you find about meetups that we didn't?
Yeah, well, there's quite a lot to share, but most people do meetup wrong, and we found you could say the best way we could discover so far in having made so many mistakes and failures and then getting a lot of success. And just for your edification of your audience, I have a MeetUp Audience organization actually of now more than 58,000 people that we reach out to in the Silicon Valley, mostly business people and business owners. And we're growing at about 600 to 800 members, new members every month.
Wow.
So how do we do that? Well, a couple of things. One is, for those of you who don't know, MeetUp is a platform, kind of like Facebook, where you can get an account. And that account, if you pay for it, enables you to set up a meetup group, 3 meetup groups, and each meetup group can cater to different interests. So the interest could be, if you're targeting business owners, the interest would be business. Obviously, it could be chiropractic, it could be knitting, it could be rearing a sheep, it could be almost any topic. And with that, you can set up 3 groups, like I said, and for each group, which has a different interest, you can set up as many meetings as you want. And MeetUp just changed that policy, so you can actually have live face-to-face meetings as well as webinars. And as long as half of your events are live events, then you're good. How you can make money on MeetUp really quickly too is that you can actually have an event and do an educational presentation and then upsell at the educational presentation to your services or products. So that's in a nutshell what MeetUp is and how it could work. Why we became so successful, there's a couple of reasons. One is obviously we built it up for the live audience over time. And if you give it enough time and you do the right things in the right sequence, you will attract a pretty good audience over time. And there are a couple of factors involved in that, but maybe I'll reserve that for a different question. The other factor that actually is more interesting is that our online traffic to our websites also increased by virtue of MeetUp. And Google really loves MeetUp because every time someone joins your meetup or RSVPs for an event, it actually indexes you and or your business. And so it makes you and your business very, very searchable online. Now, that also builds up for your meetup, because now your meetup is also found more easily when people do a search. So we get a lot of business from people who actually find our meetup because they search for certain keywords on Google, and then our meetup pops up. So that's a second reason why we've grown so fast. The third reason is that we actually created or actually attracted some other joint ventures, people with other meetup organizations who were attracted by us and our progress and wanted to work with us. And so we do events with lots of other people, and they also join our meetup, and it keeps growing at quite a fast pace that way. The fourth reason is that we incorporate a meetup strategy with LinkedIn Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms, and a new platform called Alignable now, which is only in North America at this point, but it'll probably grow. And so a combination of all these platforms with Meetup creates what you could say many instances of you and your messaging online. So there's a greater chance of people finding you and your products and services because of Meetup. And because Google loves Meetup so much, it leverages everything else very powerfully. So when you couple that with, we got encouraged. Initially, like most people, we were kind of, a little skeptical of the process when we started in 2008. But within a year, we lost all skepticism because the results were just coming in very well. And we decided we were going to expand and do more meetup groups. So we currently have about 26, probably 28 right now,
wow.
meetup groups, each averaging about 1,000 people or so. And then we have another huge meetup organization that that we do a joint venture with, so we increase our outreach as well. So and then we continue to fine tune, because my business partner Bill Bellew is a content marketing guru. He's spoken to Google about content marketing. He speaks all over the world about that topic, and so we have done a lot of work in not just putting keywords, because keywords are insufficient, to get a traffic coming to you, but also creating really viable, good content on Meetup. Not just the events, but you can also post videos and content on Meetup as well. And so that's another factor that plays in this game, and we're teaching our clients how to do this. It takes a while. That's why we pace it very well. We are completely unlike a lot of other programs, because we do it in a very step-by-step elemental way that makes it so ridiculously easy that with us, you can actually get your Meetup going, and pretty good solid Meetup that's growing within about, maximum 6 weeks. But we've done people for like 2 weeks with about 3 to 4 hours of total work, not excluding the time they have to go to attend the event and do the event and design the event. But with all the work that we've done with Bill, our traffic has also increased, not just to our sites, but also to our individual meetups. And then we've also helped some of our joint venture partners in doing the same. So it creates, it sounds very hokey, but it creates a tornado effect, because you got several factors playing at the same time to really build it up really well and build it organically. That's the best part, because what you're saying is true. It's what the content that we're creating is true and has integrity to it. It's stuff that works. So good content as well, attracts people and wants them to engage more. I think another driving force is, in the current market, people are disenchanted with staying at home or just doing work online. So a lot of the business owners and entrepreneurs that we meet want to get out of their home office or their cubicle and interact with other people. So we're also beginning to facilitate interactions between other people. And that is also fantastic, because inevitably, that grows the Meetup, grows the audience, and gets a wider range of people in. And, with our new way of doing joint ventures with different people in different cities, some of our clients are based in Florida. We are based in California, which is on different coasts of the United States. So we have, in fact, we're working on this right now. In fact, probably as I speak, we have clients who are in Florida and in Salt Lake City and other cities that we're going to do webinars with. So they're going to do webinars for us and start a Meetup group for us. We're going to start a Meetup group for them and create even more of an audience for all of us, especially people who have the same or similar kind of audience. So
can I ask you something?
Of course, yeah.
Could you do that overseas as well?
Yes, of course, because it's virtual. See. So you can do webinars.
I have never heard about doing meetups virtual, so this is really interesting.
Yeah, we've been in communication with MeetUp HQ, the headquarters. They are a separate company, obviously, but we've been working with them, and they've kind of consulted with us on how to expand internationally as well. And so this is one of the things. I don't think it's completely us that convinced them, but we certainly brought up the point that you need to do more virtual events. So they changed their policy to that. But you have to do half your events live.
Yeah.
But you see, if you have joint ventures, then you can work it out so you can actually meet that requirement and still do your webinars. Right. Without the joint ventures and us facilitating, it's kind of difficult to do. It's fantastic. So we're looking forward to.
That's taking MeetUp to a new level, really.
Whole new level. I mean, even MeetUp. MeetUp is not. They are much bigger than us, obviously, and they do not just business meetups, but all kinds of meetups. So we're really understanding the MeetUp audience on the business audience on MeetUp now, more and more, because we've been doing it for so long. And we find that, across cultures, across different countries, even Singapore, even in Lagos, Nigeria, where they have meetups now, entrepreneurs pretty much think the same way. They want to get a good return on investment with less risk, and manage their time as effectively as possible to generate results. So they don't want to waste time. They want to generate results, and they also want to do it in a way that they feel good about. And live events are some of the best ways to get business, because people meet you face to face. There's more trust, and if you have a large audience, you're creating a pretty interesting build in trust, and that's hard to do online just by itself. It's a good combination. MeetUp is providing us with a good combination to grow across borders easily, and also combine the online with the offline and incorporate a lot of platforms in your building of your audience. So we're excited about the innovation, and we're always getting ideas every day from our clients and from our own conversations, etc. So it's a highly innovative, very unique atmosphere in our group right now.
I have to ask you something else. I think it's a year ago or maybe more, I listened to someone about doing meetups as well. And he said you have to be careful when you do business in meetups, because that is not okay in their policy. Have they changed their policy, or are you doing it in a different way?
No, their policy was always business friendly when we talk to them, and we get a pretty good understanding of it. What they don't want is for businesses to just try and game the system that they set up. Their philosophy and their system is based on creating live face-to-face events. They want people to meet and interact, which is fair and good, and we believe in that too. And they started their company, MeetUp.com, was started by Scott Haferman and Matt, I forget his last name, but they started it after 9/11, when the attack in 2001 occurred in New York City by the terrorists. And what they wanted to do was create an online platform to enable people to meet face to face. And they saw that was a need, and they created this MeetUp.com. So that same principle applies today, but they're not against business. And we talked to them, and they said they're not against business. There are tons of business meetups online. They are, however, pretty strict about relationships-based or dating, more specifically dating-based businesses. And with that, you have to do it in a particular way to meet their policies. And again, quite rightfully so, because some dating meetups, not all, but some dating, not all, mark you, but some dating meetups have broken the rules and done things that are very highly inappropriate. And so it's given, they have to watch their branding, so they have rules about that. But in terms of having a business meetup and being able to sell on your business, as long as you don't overtly sell all the time, and you create community and education, and you have the community interact, they're totally fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
and I've
really
worked with a lot of clients to help them get approved by Meetup. Sometimes we can't because they're just flat out breaking the rules, but we do our best to do that.
because I live in Sweden, and I know we have meetups in Stockholm, which is close to where I live. And I'm sure we have meetups in other bigger cities, but Sweden is a big country with few people. So it might take time to travel to the meetups. So being able to mix the virtual with the physical meetings, that's really brilliant.
Yeah, it is very brilliant, and a lot of people are excited about it. So we anticipate in the next year that this will really grow quite astronomically because of that. That's what, I mean, when I share that, people are immediately excited because it's so new. Nobody else is doing it. And when you couple it with the education we provide on how to make Meetup work, it's just fabulous. So we're very, very excited about making, I think this is going to help me fulfill my vision of creating 100 million joyful and successful entrepreneurs on the planet. It's what better way to increase entrepreneurship than to help entrepreneurs really in a transparent way joint venture with each other across borders. Especially when you can check up their Meetup page and see what kind of traffic they're really getting, what kind of interest they get, what the dialogue is. It makes the joint venturing a lot easier and transparent, like I said. So it's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah. So I hope I answered your question.
You did. I'm speechless.
I am too sometimes. Because it is quite new. And so some people are scratching their heads, and they have all the questions you asked me as well. And a lot of people have done meetups, but they haven't done it quite right. Really figured out how to do it right.
So can you share some typical mistakes people do at meetups?
I can share a few. There are a lot more, but I can share a few. One basic mistake is when they don't select the right target markets. Because Meetup enables you to select target markets. That's another benefit of Meetup. But if you don't understand the target markets that Meetup is providing and some of the details behind the target markets, most people, when they start up the Meetup, wing it. They don't really do the research. So they select the wrong target markets. And when the Meetup gets announced, it doesn't do very well. So that's one big reason. The second is timing sometimes. Timing in terms of the right time of the year to announce certain kind of target markets. It's one factor. But more importantly, when you actually time the announcement of your first announcement of a Meetup is so critical. And so if you time it and you mistime it because you don't understand how Meetup process works, which we understand now, you will get your announcement going on the wrong time at the wrong day of the week. And that decreases your build, is what I call it. And you're pretty much handicapped, for the rest of your Meetup life. So if you're not born right, I hope I'm not offending anybody, but if you're not born right in your Meetup, then your Meetup will fail to produce results for the rest of its lifetime. So when we consult with some new clients, we find out, that Meetup wasn't doing very well. And we find out that these are some of the causes. And so our advice is start a new one. Start brand new and keep the old one for now. But over time, predictably, the new Meetup we set up will probably outperform the old one. So they can get rid of the old one, actually, and have more focus on the new one. So those are two of the main reasons why Meetups fail. And then there's also a misunderstanding, like you've shared some questions, the general misunderstandings about Meetup policy and what works and what doesn't work. So we've understood some of those policies, and not just the policy itself, but the philosophy behind the policy, because you have to understand the philosophy as well. Because if you don't understand the philosophy and you just follow that policy without understanding it, you're liable to make a mistake as well in the design of your Meetup, and Meetup might not approve your organization. So that's something else that could go wrong.
Hmm.
There are a couple of other factors too, but you and I will be here all night talking about it.
Well, that maybe is the most common ones and critical ones, maybe.
Yeah, those are the ones I mentioned. Those are some of the most critical ones: the timing of the announcement and the selection of the target markets.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you
So,
select the wrong target markets, you only get announcement going to a few hundred people. But if you select the right ones, the announcement will go to a couple of, sometimes as in the order of tens of thousands of people.
yeah,
So that's a big difference.
big difference. So could I join your meetup?
Yeah, you can join from Sweden. And it's free for you to join. You only pay when you're an organizer, and the payment is only like a little less in the US, at least. It's a little less than $90 for every 6 months. $90 for every 6 months. But as a member that doesn't have a meetup, you can just come and join. Well, you have to join meetup.com first, and then you can join my meetup and check it out and see what kind of results we're producing.
Yeah. So what's the name of your meetup?
Well, we have several. You see, we have 28 meetups.
So how do I search for it?
Well, I tell you, I'm not bragging, but it's the truth. If you type in my name, Sunil, on meetup.com has a search feature. So if you type Sunil, my name, on meetup.com, and it'll tell you, within 100 miles of San Jose, California, you'll see pretty much all my meetups. I think some of them are not on there, but most of them are.
Okay.
And there's, the biggest one that we have is called the Bay Area Leads and Networking Marketing Group, something like that. It's got a long name. The thing about Meetup is you don't really need to remember your name, but people will remember you more than the Meetup name. But you'll see all my Meetups there. And it's quite a range of Meetups. It's all geared towards startups, business professionals, business owners. And we have one Meetup for coaches. And that's not growing very strong. It's not a very strong market in this area. But in other areas, coaches can be a strong market if you're marketing to coaches. But I've got another meetup that's designed for the ending hunger and poverty, and that's going on. You'll find all my meetups when you search for Sunil under meetup.com.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
A lot of information and really exciting, I think.
Yeah. It's new. Like I said, it's new for most people, and it's exciting a lot of people who have given up on marketing as well. We have chiropractors, for example, and doctors who are now interested in talking to us, lawyers too, who have found it difficult in the past to do marketing online, but they can do live meetups or live events as long as they follow compliance and rules. So it has opened a lot of doors for different kinds of people. In startups too. Startups are liking meetups because it creates more knowledge for them. And it's interesting. Even startups you can sell to. A lot of startups don't have money, but about 10 or 20% of them who come to our events have money and are willing to spend it on various services. So anyway, I can go on and on, as you can tell, but that's the gist of how Meetup can work for you. I'm probably left out a lot of other stuff, but those are probably the main points.
I know that you have a gift as well.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. This is a fabulous gift, of course, but let me tell you why. So you'll get a free report on 6 ways to make money on Meetup using your business. So you don't have to change a business. You can have your current business and still make money on Meetup using your business and other ways as well. So we're going to share 6 ways to make money on Meetup, and that's one of the things you'll get when you come to my website, which I'll share very shortly. The other thing is we'll describe some of the points that I shared on this today, in terms of how to do joint ventures, etc., on our webinar replays that you'll get as well. And so there's quite a bit of content that you'll get. And you'll also get an opportunity to chat with me once you've checked out the data and you feel like this is right for you. Do reach out and have a free chat with us. We're keeping it free for now in terms of chatting with me, but that may go away pretty soon. So, but essentially you'll get the free report, 6 ways to make money on Meetup. It's a video training, very short video, very short and sweet. It's how I like to do things. And it explains the 6 ways to make money, as well as you get the, like I said, you get the other webinar recordings and the articles that expose a little bit on how to do content marketing and combine it with your Meetup and grow your online traffic as well. So there's quite a lot of information there, but you don't have to read all of it or view all of it. You get a pretty good sense of it by just looking at a few videos on there. And I guess you want the link. The link is www.meetupmoneymakingsecrets.com. And I know, Eva, you're going to share it with your group as well, but it's meetupmoneymakingsecrets.com. Once again, meetupmoneymakingsecrets.com. And you can opt in, and then you will get all the trainings and other case studies that we've done as well, showing very recent case studies that we've done, showing all of that as well. So excited to share that with you, and hope to see you, some if not all of you, in our programs at some point.
Thank you so much. This is really inspiring. I have to make some time to get into this Meetup.
Absolutely, of course.
I felt that right away when we met last November. That
Yes.
Because I have been looking at doing these Meetups, but I haven't yet started, just because I'm not living in Stockholm and it can be expensive to find a venue there.
Sure.
But now when you speak like this, I can stay in my own town and do my Meetups and mix it with virtual.
Sure, absolutely.
Totally different.
How big is your town, if you don't mind me
Oh,
asking?
it's about 100,000 people.
Yeah, you'll do pretty well even in your town, probably. And if you combine it with Stockholm, I think you'll do very well. Yeah, given your numbers and everything. I've looked at Stockholm in the past for one of our previous people who came to us, and the market there is pretty good. I mean, because population's large, but even in small towns, 50,000, 100,000, you can still do business depending on the nature of your target market and other factors, which we look at, when we talk to you.
Yeah.
Before our program. So yeah, I mean, when you're ready, and whoever's ready out there, just reach out and we can talk and assess if Meetup would make sense. But very few people, we told them, Meetup doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't do this. You should do something else. But for the most part, what we've seen, people, especially in the coaching sphere or in the marketing sphere or business sphere, you can predictably do pretty well on Meetup.
Great. Okay, Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Eva. Totally my pleasure. And thank you also for all of you for helping me fulfill my vision, which is to have 100 million joyful and successful entrepreneurs out there. Thank you for enabling me to do that and share that as well.